Okay, so we actually won't need the blocks till the very end, but if you usually use them for stuff, feel free to leave them there. But we won't need those until the very, very end. So we can actually start by sitting comfortably somehow. It could be kneeling or cross-legged. So I'm going to just go over what we're focusing on today because I like to have themes in my classes. So as I mentioned, we're going to open the heart a little bit, and that's because we're working on the heart chakra. So if you're not familiar with the chakras are energy centers located throughout the body, and each one has a specific quality associated with it. So the heart chakra represents love, compassion, bliss, joy, those kind of things, that really happy, kind of uplifting feeling. That's usually found in the heart chakra. And that's actually my favorite chakra to work on because I feel like that just embodies me a little bit. So that's the only chakra, too, that includes a horizontal axis. So the rest of them are actually just the vertical. But horizontal will be arms, too. So arms are actually part of the heart chakra, which people forget about. So the shoulders, too, back of the shoulders, it's also included, so front and back. So that's what we're opening mostly today. It's doing a lot of opening in the arms, shoulders, heart, all that stuff. So we'll start comfortable. If you need to rearrange your seat at all, feel free. And we'll close the eyes. Let the shoulders start to descend down the back. And feel any expression just kind of wash away from the face. Just let it melt away, allowing the jaw to relax, forehead, eyebrows, cheeks. Everything starts to melt into relaxation mode. Now take a moment to check in with your physical body. From head to toe, scan the body and observe what physical sensations come up and where. Now move on to the mind. How's the mind doing today? Without changing anything, observe. Are you awake, tired, clear-minded and focused, lazy, sleepy? Check in with how the mind is doing right now. Observe the breath. How does it feel as it flows in and out? Is it fluid? Is it forced, shallow? How is the breath? And now we'll focus in to a pranayama technique called samavriti. And samavriti is equal inhales and equal exhales. Inhale, counting to 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep going. After your next exhalation, breathe normally. Let the breath flow in and out without force or reservation. And now's a good time to come up with an intention for your practice if you wish. A goal, something you wish to achieve. Whatever it is, see it clearly. And now let it go. Eyes can stay closed, or you're welcome to kind of flutter them open now. On an inhale, we'll reach the arms out, up, palms meet above the head. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, arms out and up, palms meet. Exhale, hands to heart center. Keep going with your own breath, find your own rhythm. And as you do this, take a moment to think of something that brings joy. This could be a passion. This could be a person, a place, multiple things. Think about these things that give you joy. And now imagine that you're scooping up that joy as you reach the arms out and bringing it straight to your heart as you bring the hands down. Scoop up that quality, harness it, bring it to the heart. One more round of these arms out. When the hands come to heart center, you can then release them. Interlace the fingers and place the hands behind the head. Again, eyes can be open or closed here. Inhale, open the heart, look forward and up. Exhale, round the spine. Elbows come towards each other. Inhale, gaze forward, up, opening the heart, elbows away. Exhale, elbows come to each other, chin to chest. Keep going, finding your own rhythm. And if the eyes are open, you might even take a little peek here and there at that beautiful view. We'll take 2 more rounds. After your second exhalation, an inhale brings you back to a neutral position and releases the arms. All right, now we'll roll off to hands and knees. From hands and knees, we'll come into a tabletop position with the palms underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips. Toes can be tucked or untucked, whatever feels better on the knees. Inhale, drop the belly, let the gaze lift. Exhale, round the spine. So same movement, just this time it's in a tabletop position. Keep going with your own breath. And if you wish to incorporate the eyes a little bit more and wake them up, you can try gazing forward and then up between the eyebrows on each inhale. And exhale, look down past the tip of the nose. And now we're going to find organic movements. So that's kind of rolling side to side. That's coming into child's pose. Really anything that feels good. There's no right or wrong. Whatever feels right. Some people like to stretch out their calves and tuck the toes of one foot and just kind of rock forward and back. And then the other. We'll take 3 more rounds of breath wherever you are, whatever you're doing. After your third exhalation, an inhale brings you back to neutral tabletop. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back. You might even have to walk the hands forward a little bit. Downward facing dog. And since it is the first one, we'll find organic movement here too, like pedaling out the feet. If wrists get tight, you can come to plank, then back to down dog to pop them out. Maybe even lifting a leg, whatever feels right. My neck is a little bit sore from sleeping, so shaking your head loosely, yes and no, can help that. And now we're going to try and find some stillness. Press the palms firmly into the earth. Inhale here. Exhale. Bend the legs and take your time walking forward to the hands at the top of the mat. When you get there, feet can be either hips width or mounds of big toes can touch. Fingertips come to the floor or hands to shins. Inhale, lengthen the spine, almost like it's a tug-of-war rope. Exhale, fold, head and neck release, bend legs if needed. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, half lift, fingertips to floor or shins. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, arms along the sides to Tadasana pose. Inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, swan dive. Reach the arms out as you fold forward. Inhale, lengthen, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to your plank position, and for now we'll lower all the way to the belly. Untuck the toes, pressing the tops of the feet down. Inhale, lift the gaze, and keep the arms bent for now, elbows hugging in, baby cobra. Try to really press down the toenails to lift the kneecaps off the floor. Keep the breath going. One more inhale. Exhale, lower the heart, tuck the toes, and through bent knees, we'll come into downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step the foot forward. Either keep the back knee lifted or lower it down and untuck the toes. Inhale, arms sweep forward and then up. Lunge, so either high or low lunge. We'll stay here, keep breathing. And if this feels good on the arms, you can stay here. But if you want to open the heart more, then you can bend the arms into cactus arms. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, frame the front foot, tuck back toes to lift that knee, hop back foot forward. Inhale, lengthen, half lift. Exhale, fold. Now right foot goes back, either high or low lunge. Inhale, arms forward and up, torso lifts. And if you wish, exhale, come into cactus arms. Keep breathing wherever you are. Last inhale. Exhale, frame the front foot, tuck back toes to lift the back knee. This time we'll step the front foot back, down dog. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come to plank pose. Exhale, lower all the way down to the belly. Untuck the toes. Inhale, either baby cobra with arms bent or arms straight for full cobra. Exhale, lower the heart. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back, down dog. One more inhale here. And exhale. Bend the legs, look forward past the hands. Step, walk, or hop forward to meet the hands. Inhale, lengthen, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, head and neck, release. Inhale, arms sweep out and up. Exhale, arms along the sides. All right, so now we're going to do some kind of shoulder mobility and arm mobility a little bit to kind of wake things up. So the first thing we're going to do is keep our feet about hips width distance apart, outer edges parallel, and we'll interlace the fingers. Rotate the wrist to press the palms forward. Now try to bring the shoulders down a little bit. Inhale, arms reach up, keep the shoulders as they are. Exhale here. Eyes can be open or closed. Keep pressing through the palms. And at the same time, roll the shoulders down, finding length in the arms. One more inhale. Exhale, arms release out and down. You can shake out the arms if needed for a second, and we'll do a little bit of a variation of that. Now we're going to interlace the fingers, but we're going to have opposite thumb on top, so it should feel kind of awkward and weird. Rotate the wrist, press the palms forward. Once again, shoulders melt. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, shoulders melt. Keep it here. One more inhale. Exhale, release arms out and down. Okay, now's where we're going to need our strap. So being a dancer, I'm sure this one won't give you much trouble. But if you do have tight shoulders, we're going to open our hands out even wider if your shoulders are tight. You might even just kind of start there and see how it goes. Feet can still be hips width distance apart with outer edges parallel. And we'll start with the strap just in front of us first. Pull the strap taut. When you do that, you should feel the shoulders kind of activate. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Exhale, we're going to bring the arms behind the back. So this is where you're going to know if you have to give yourself slack. Inhale, arms back up. Ooh, tight shoulders. Exhale, arms out in front of you. Keep it going. If over time you can bring the hands closer, then you're welcome. The view too as you do this, so no cheating. Keep going. We'll do one more round with the arms up and back. And then the arms can come up and forward. And then you can release the strap and set it off to the side. All right, once again, feet come hips width distance apart. And we're going to do another little mobility exercise. Actually more of a, I think they call it a polarity exercise. Normally I use this for the belly, for the abs, but today we're going to use it to try and get rid of anything that no longer serves, like negativity, things that don't really help us with harnessing the joy and the bliss and all that stuff that the heart chakra is supposed to express. So with that said, we're actually going to bring our feet a little bit wider, almost as wide as the mat, maybe even about as wide as the mat. We're going to interlace our fingers again. Inhale, reach the arms up. And on exhale, you're going to exhale forcefully out the mouth and swing the hands between the legs. Inhale, the momentum carries you back up. Exhale, swing like you're a wood chopper. Inhale up. Keep going. And you might even exhale forcefully out the mouth and imagine that you're letting those things go that no longer serve. Legs don't have to be straight here. Let them kind of bend with it. You might get dizzy a little bit. That's normal. We're going to do 2 more. And next time you come up, you can release the arms out and down. You can come back to hips together. Pause and mountain pose for a minute. Just kind of settle down. If you wish to look at the view, you can, or you can turn your attention inward and focus on your balance. Reach the fingers down towards the ground to bring the shoulders away from the ears. Gentle squeeze of the glutes, not too hard, but just a gentle squeeze to bring the hips forward. Open the eyes if they're closed. One more little exercise. We're going to bring the palms to face, thighs. Inhale, arms reach out and up, and backs of hands touch. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, arms out and up. Backs of hands touch. Exhale, down. Okay, now we're going to turn the palms face up. Inhale, palms up. Palms meet. Exhale, turn the palms out. Arms down. Keep going. Inhale, palms up. Exhale, down. One more. Okay. There we go. Arms are open now, I think. So next we're going to move into another heart opener. For this one, we're actually going to grab the front end of the mat. And this is only if you need knee padding. If you need knee padding for Ustrasana camel pose, then rather than rolling up the front of your mat, we're going to actually kind of fold it up into a rectangle about halfway down the mat. This is just going to be a little extra cushion since we don't have blankets out here. So what we'll do is we're going to lean or kneel down with our knees and shins down on the mat. And this will hopefully create that cushion you need so you're not grinding the knees on that cement. Knees are going to be about hips width distance apart, and it should look like the knees are directly underneath the hips. So there's a slight gap between the thighs. Now look back and make sure that the big toes aren't touching. You can either leave your toes untucked here, or if you prefer, you can tuck them. Again, it really just depends on the knees here. From here, we're going to find length in the spine, shoulders roll down the back. Now hands come to the low back. Roll the shoulders down the back and start to squeeze the elbows towards each other. This will bring the shoulders closer together. From here, we're going to think up and back as we round our spine back, coming into that back bend. If it's okay on the neck, you can hang the head back. If it's not happening, chin to chest. If you want to keep going further, then you're welcome to bring your hands to the heels if it's available. Otherwise, keep the hands on the low back. Take 2 more breaths. The next inhale brings you back up the same way you came. Exhale, sit back onto the heels for a minute. Quick break. If you want to get a toe stretch during this, you're welcome to tuck your toes and sit back on the heels to stretch them out, but that's optional. My mat's starting to get hot. Is yours getting warm yet? Yeah, it's hot yoga. All right, we're going to come back into it. Kneeling up, either toes tucked or untucked, but as long as big toes aren't touching, we're good. Hands to low back, fingertips point down. Squeeze the elbows. Inhale here. Exhale, press the hips forward to round the spine. Head and neck can release it if it's available. And now you can even come hands to heels if that's available. If you have the hands on the heels, really thrust the hips forward. That way you get that nice round spine. Next inhale, we'll come back up nice and slow. If your hands are on the heels, bring them back to the low back as you rise. And we'll sit back, take a little break, toes tucked or untucked. You can take a look at the view. You can turn your attention inward. We're just going to take a moment to catch our breath. It's also a good moment to revisit your intention if you started with one. And now we'll all close the eyes. Take a moment to listen to all the sounds you might be hearing. Birds, cicadas, crickets. Try and listen to the even more subtle sounds, like wind blowing against your ears. And one more time, think about that thing that made you happy, the thing we started with that brought you joy, or multiple things. Just bring that back to the heart space. Softly open the eyes, bringing the attention back to the beautiful view. All right, I'm going to check my little notes to make sure I'm not missing anything before we continue. Let's see here. Yep, so far so good. Okay. So now we'll unroll that mat or unfold it now. We're done with the camel pose for the moment, for the time being. Now we're going to come to hands and knees and then lower down to the belly. Keep the toes untucked here. And now we're going to interlace the hands behind the back. Try and pull the hands down towards the feet. On an inhale, lift the heart up. Point the toes, and maybe you can even lift the legs off the ground and keep pointing the toes back. Try and bring the thumbs away from the butt crack and keep breathing. Exhale, slowly release, unclasping the hands, and rest one cheek down on the mat. Eyes can be open or closed. We're going to loosely shake the hips side to side. So super loose. All the muscles are relaxed except for just swaying side to side. Now we'll come back to stillness. You can take that version again if it was enough. If you want to take it further, we're going to bend our legs and reach for either the tops of the feet or ankles. From here, inhale, lift the gaze, lift the heart up. Now kick the feet into the hands. Keep breathing. You might be rocking, and that's totally fine. If you wish to take this even further and have some fun, some playful activity, then you can roll off side to side, massaging the abdomen. You can always stay in stillness if that's enough, but keep kicking the feet into the hands wherever you are. Okay, one more breath at center. Exhale, release. Once again, cheek rests. It can be opposite cheek this time. And if you want, you can shake the hips loosely again if that felt good last time to release any tension in the low back. Plant the hands underneath the shoulders, elbows hugging in. Tuck the toes, and either through bent knees or through plank, we're going to revisit downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, step the foot forward. Now spin the back heel down until the back foot is like a 45-degree angle for warrior one. So toes are kind of pointed forward and kind of pointed off to the side. Can you point them forward more? Yeah, a little bit down. There you go. Yeah, that looks good. Inhale, we're going to reach the arms forward and up, bending into the front leg. If you feel your hips wanting to open out, we're going to pull that front hip back like you just did. Pull that front hip back hip forward. And now we're going to interlace the hands behind the back. Inhale, pull the hands down, look up. Exhale, fold forward to the inside of the front leg, head and neck can release, humble warrior. Now we're finding that head to heart connection. Keep bending in the front leg. Next inhale, come back up, release the arms forward and up. Exhale, frame the front foot. Step back to your down dog, unplugging that back foot. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step the foot forward. Back heel spins down to that 45-degree angle. Inhale, arms forward and up as you rise. Once again, find that alignment. And now we'll interlace the hands once again. Inhale, pull the hands down, looking up, opening the heart. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale. Exhale. This is a good time to review how many times you make decisions with your mind versus your heart. Next inhale, come back up, releasing the arms forward and up. Exhale, frame front foot, step back to your down dog, pedal out the legs and feet if needed. Bend the legs, step, walk, or hop forward to meet your hands. From here, feet can be hips width or together. We're going to slowly rise up one vertebra at a time. So take your time. That might be 2 rounds of breath. The head will be the very last thing to rise up. Okay. Now we're going to come into a balancing pose. So the balancing pose we're going to do today, we're going to do it 2 different ways, actually. It's called dance pose. Now, a lot of people will practice this pose where they reach their arm this way back to their foot. And that's totally fine. I mean, that's one version. That's one variation. But the most advanced variation would be where you reach your arm forward and then you bend the arm like this and grab your foot. But not everybody can do that. That's a very advanced pose. So we're going to start with our strap. We're going to make a loop with the strap. It's going to be a very small loop. We're just kind of preparing the strap. We're going to start with that other more common version first, but I just want this to be ready. So when you get the loop in the strap, the way you'll measure it is you'll put it onto your foot, and it should be at the arch of the foot. Now, it should be tight enough to where it's not going past the heel, so mine's too loose. But it shouldn't be so tight that the strap is fully touching your foot. You still want a teeny tiny gap right here. That way when you bend your leg later, the strap will move around with it. So yeah, that looks like it'll be good. Now we'll just set that to the side for a second. We're going to do that other version first. So for this first version, we'll keep our feet hips width distance apart if you need assistance with balance. If you want to challenge yourself, bring your feet together. So from here, we'll start first by bending one leg. I'm going to bend my right leg first. Grab a hold of the right foot with the right hand. From here, we'll simply start by just kicking the foot into the hand. Try and keep your torso still upright as you kick the foot into the hand. Now extend the left arm forward with the palm face down. From here, we're going to hinge at the hips, balancing on that front leg. Keep kicking that foot into that back hand. I find a less bumpy spot here. There we go. You can keep your gaze over that front middle finger. And next inhale, we'll release, rising back up. Other side. Here we go. Grabbing a hold of the left foot now. Kick the foot into the hand. Try and keep your torso upright. Find your balance as you reach the right arm forward, palm down. And now here we go, hinging at the hips. Keep kicking the foot into the hand. One more inhale. Woo, exhale, release. Shake it out if you need to. All right, now we're going to do that other version. So, with our strap, we'll place it onto the ball or the arch of the right foot, and we'll place that strap into the right hand to start. Left hand can stay at the hip for now. I recommend keeping your feet hips width for this one. Now, we're going to bend the leg with the knee towards the chest. We're going to slide the hand just a teensy bit closer to the foot. Doesn't have to be touching the foot. Now, as you bend the leg, the strap is going to go to the top of the foot here. So as you bend the leg, the strap will move to the top of the foot, and you'll bring your elbow up towards your ear, like you're holding a bag, kind of, on your shoulder. So from here, we're going to start once again like we did last time. We're going to kick the foot into the strap. Good. Now as you do this, the idea is to have this upper arm in line with your ear. So if you see it in your peripherals, try and kick the foot into the strap more to bring that elbow back. From here, front arm reach or left arm reaches forward in front of us, and we'll hinge when we're ready. Keep kicking the foot into the strap. A lot different. Hard. One more inhale. Exhale, release. Let it go. Shake it out if needed. All right, other side. Left foot. Strapping the left hand, right hand to the hip. Whew. All right, bend the leg, knee towards the chest. Slide the left hand closer to the foot. Bend the leg and let the strap come to the top of the foot. You'll rotate the arm a little bit to bring the elbow up, upper arm towards the ear. And it might not be touching the ear first try. It's going to take lots of practice to get the upper arm right next to the ear. Here we go. Kick the foot into the strap when you're ready. And reach that front arm forward, hinge. Keep breathing steadily. One more inhale. And exhale, release. Strap to the side. You're done with it now. Now we're going to start our cool down poses. We'll come down to hands and knees. And we're going to do a child's pose. You have two different options. If you want open hips, a hip opener, then the knees come out wide. Big toes touch. If you want to get it more in your back, like a little bit of a rounding in your back, then the knees will be directly underneath the hips. Either way, we'll send the hips back, sit bones back towards the heels, slide the hands forward, and melt the heart and forehead down. Take a moment to catch your breath. And this is another good opportunity to let go of anything that no longer serves. So if the forehead's down, you can imagine that anything that no longer serves is draining out the forehead into the earth. Surrender it. If you're having one cheek down for now, then you could switch cheeks. One more breath in and out. Next inhale, gently come back to your tabletop, opening the eyes. And now we're going to grab our blocks. So now we're going to kind of transition into a more yin-like position now that we've settled our breath down a little bit. So the first block is going to go towards the back third or so, I guess back 2/3 of the mat. And that's going to be horizontally across the mat. So it should look like a book is laying sideways on your mat. And that'll be lowest level. The other block, we're going to place that also on the lowest level behind it, about maybe like 5 or 6 inches or so. So I can demonstrate this first, and then we can come into it. It's just easier to see it first so you're not hurting your neck looking at me. So what we're going to end up doing is using our thumbs to kind of guide that first block underneath the shoulder blades. Once it's placed under the shoulder blades comfortably, then the head will rest down on that other block. So this is the easier version where you have your head lifted a little bit. This won't be as much of an opening in the neck or the heart, but it'll still work. If you want more, then that's when you'll remove the block and place the top of the head down on the ground. So as you can see, that's more of an opener. So we'll come into that now. We'll grab our block with our thumbs, that first block, and guide it to underneath the shoulders. Take your time. If it's not in the right place, you want it to be comfortable because we'll be here a while. And then you can rest the head on either the block or the ground. Here we can relax the arms along the sides with the palms facing up and keep the legs bent with feet about hips width distance apart. Close the eyes if they're not already. And once again, wash any expression away from the face to relax all the facial muscles. Once again, tune in to any sounds you hear. Keep listening closely, like you're focusing your ears on the more subtle sounds. If you wish to open the shoulders a little bit further, then you can grab a hold of opposite elbows and very slowly let the arms go up and overhead. You'll be able to tell right away if this is going to serve or not. Next inhale, the arms come back up if they're behind the head. Exhale, release. Now, like we did earlier, we're going to clasp opposite elbows, but with opposite hand on top or arm on top, so it should feel kind of weird. Arms reach up and back if you're doing this version. Next inhale, arms come back up. Exhale, release the arms along the sides, palms up. Now we'll bring the arms a little bit closer to the body with palms down. Start to press into the hands and forearms to slowly take your time rising back up. From here, we'll keep our feet on the ground and just kind of hug the shins. If you want to get more length or even heart opening, you can imagine you're pulling the shins like leverage to pull the heart forward. And now relax that. We're just going to do a quick little neck stretch since we're here. Interlace the hands and place the hands behind the head with the thumbs on that little triangle, that occipital bone. From here, we'll bring the chin to the chest and just let the arms hang heavily. So you're not really cranking the head and neck, but you're just letting the hands and arms become heavy. Inhale, gazing forward and up. Release the arms. Exhale. All right, we're going to do one more seated position. We're going to extend our legs out in front of us, and I can face you for that. Extend our legs out in front of us. Feet are about hips width or together, and we'll pull the flesh away from the sit bones so we feel nice and rooted to the earth. From here, we'll bring our hands next to the hips onto the floor, either fingertips or palms, depending on the length of your limbs. And we'll lengthen the spine in Dandasana staff pose first. Inhale here. Exhale. Next inhale, the arms are going to reach out in front of the face, palms facing each other. Reach them up and overhead. Exhale, hinge at the hips to fold forward, placing hands on the ground, legs or feet, whatever is accessible. And if your blocks are nearby and you have lots of flexibility, you can even place a block in front of the feet to reach even further. Don't force anything here. Just allow your breath to steadily come in and out with ease. Last 2 breaths. Next inhale, gently come back up. All right, now we're going to come into our final resting pose, Shavasana. So for this, you can move all your stuff out of the way and lie onto your back. Let the legs extend long. And if you want the feet to relax, you can bring the feet out a little bit wider, almost to the outer edges of the mat. You can also bring the feet together if that better serves the low back. Arms stay along the sides, palms facing up, and inch those shoulders down the back. The shoulders should be down but broad, so the center point, the scapula in the shoulders, should be down to the earth. Relax the face muscles. To help relax the jaw, you might even kind of sway the jaw side to side, or stretch the mouth open to make O's and A's, stretching out the corners of the mouth. When you've had enough, let the mouth relax. It might even be slightly open. You will have an opportunity to have stillness and quiet in your Shavasana, but I am going to read off one of my favorite guided meditations for the heart chakra first. This one is called the Wishing Tree. Take a few moments to ground yourself. Get centered and relax your muscles. Breathe deeply in and out. In and out. In and out. Become aware of your heartbeat. Listen to its rhythm. Imagine each pulsation of your heart pumping blood all through your body, through the intricate network of veins and arteries. Imagine each of these pathways above your heart as branches of a tree, below your heart as roots to the tree, teeming with life. Follow the path of oxygen as it is pumped out through the heart, out through your chest, your shoulders, down your arms, into your hands, and back again. Follow it again down to your belly, your legs, knees, feet, and back up again through your body and home to the core. Every drop of blood that passes through the heart returns to be refreshed again with breath, air, and life. Your heart is a sacred tree. Its branches are threads of a web of life extending all through your body and then out into the world. The trunk of the tree is you, your core, your being, your central self. From this core dig roots, the foundation of the tree. Their pathways find food and water that support and give us substance. From this core spring branches, their leaves but wishes of the heart. They collect the sun and wind that make you grow. They flower and fruit and fall upon the ground to grow again. All that is expressed eventually returns. In front of this tree lies a jeweled altar. Make an offering to this altar, either something you are willing to give up, like a bad habit, or something you are willing to give of yourself, like creativity, loyalty, or healing. Make this offering as a symbol of exchange for granting your wish. Next, breathe into your heart and feel its pain and joy. Feel the deep longings of the soul within. Do not define this longing specifically, but feel its essence. Let the feelings increase, breathing into them. Feel them through your whole body, pulsing outward, returning, pulsing outward again. Allow this longing to fill the branches of the tree. When the tree is saturated with the deepest wishes of your heart, imagine that a single comes to the tree. The bird flies to the tree, cocks its head to one side, cocks its head to the other, and listens deeply to the longing and wishes that have been expressed. Have a moment of communion with this bird that lives inside your heart. As you do, hold the bird close to your heart, and let your heart, not your mind, speak its wishes to the bird. Let it come from yearning. If specific images come to mind, fine, but don't search for them. When you feel complete, kiss the bird goodbye and gently release it to fly away. Set it free to do your work. Let it go and forget about it. The bird will carry your wishes to the powers that be, so that they may be fulfilled in the best way possible for all concerned. I will now leave you in some silence for your Shavasana. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. Bring small movements back to your fingers, toes, wrists, ankles. And do any other movements that feel good, like stretching the arms overhead or just waking up. Roll off to one side when you're finished, coming into your fetal position. Rest the hands underneath the head like a pillow. Last time, remind yourself of your intention, your goal. And what is the first step you're going to take to make this possible, to bring it to fruition? Gently press into the hands to come back to a seated position, the one you began with. For our ending mudra, you can place your hands together above the head. This is called Jaya Mudra, victorious, joyful mudra. The light within me sees and bows to the light within you. Namaste. Thank you. It was a little bit warm here and there, but yeah, right?